Good morning, my name's Lib Taylor. I'm Professor of Theatre and Performance at the University of Reading, and thank you very much for inviting us to present here today. I'm going to be talking about a project called User Not Found Social Media Technologies as Immersive Performance, and it's a project I've been working on with two particular colleagues, well, three probably. The theatre company Dante or Die, the technology agency Marmello, and also a colleague from the University of Bath who works at the Centre for Death and Society there. The project... The project aimed really to look at the way in which you might use social media within performance as a fully integral way of telling the story within a performance. And we were interested in, if you like, pioneering the integration of immersive performance with the uses of everyday technology. Several people here today have mentioned the way in which they've used lightweight, cheaper technologies in these projects, and that was certainly one of our aims, to use everyday technologies, almost those that are prosthetics these days. And we wanted to explore that in relation to academic, if you like, expertise as well, and look at the way in which you might affect research methodologies through that. We also wanted to find ways of engaging audiences in immersive performances via using social media and handheld digital devices. But also one of the important elements of the project was working with Bath and the Centre for Death and Society there, because we were looking at, particularly within the content of the performance we've created, the idea of a digital legacy following death, and what happened to your digital legacy after you die, and whether people think about their digital legacy or not. So that became quite a major element of the performance. So, our objectives were to create a performance, and a performance in which members of the audience were each given a mobile phone as they arrived at the performance, and a set of headphones, and they engaged in the performance by listening and watching on a mobile phone. And in fact, there was only one performer, but the mobile phone gave the audience an awful lot of information as they found out about the death and bereavement process of the performer through the mobile phone. So as he found out about things, so did the audience find out about things. In fact, we have a stand outside. You can see the performance. You can see what we did there. Most of the performances were in cafes and places where people use digital social media, their sort of private social media, which they use in public spaces. And we ran workshops, as well as making the performance, with people who work on internet legacies, people, end of care providers and carers, solicitors, bereavement counsellors, etc., and all of their work fed into the performance again. Our outputs were that we, most importantly, we developed a performance, and that performance has had 57 performances altogether. Over 2,000 people have seen it. We had a symposium, and one of the first performances was part of that symposium, but with social media practitioners and theatre people, we've published the text, and we had to find ways of putting together the images and the text in an innovative way, actually. We've got a website and we've got a series of blogs, and we're looking in the future to develop this into a podcast, really, a podcast that can use the sort of capabilities of phones, capabilities of handheld devices to use to develop visual material that goes alongside podcasts, and then also look at VR and AR opportunities into the future, staying as a team. Thank you very much.